KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. Matson, gold sponsor of the 2018 Micro Games in Yap. The all-new 2018 Kona by Hyundai, available at Cars Plus. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
Coming right up on prime time, a death investigation is now underway after a man was found lifeless at an apartment complex over in Mangilao. Plus tonight, the government is facing a huge revenue shortfall. The legislature is now left to decide what cuts and revenue enhancements to make in order to keep your government running. And also, dozens gathered to remember the lives of those killed at Fina Cave as the island prepares to celebrate Guam's Liberation Day. Half a day, everybody, and good evening. I'm Jason Salas, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, investigators may have reason to believe foul play could be the cause, as a death investigation is now underway after an elderly man was found dead in his home in Mangilao on Sunday. Police have only confirmed the investigation overnight, and while the case should have been put to rest, an autopsy performed Wednesday prompted investigators to return back to the scene. Crystal Paco explains in our top story.
Mangilao resident Robert Rumbo Beneventi wants to know what's up.
This is the lengthy investigation here.
Beneventi is a tenant and also the head of security at Taitino Apartments. It was on Sunday late afternoon he and others assisted police into this second-floor unit. This is where the lone tenant, known to neighbors as Ray, was found dead.
I went up there, knocked at the door, went to the, how do you call it, the window. I saw the flash when I was looking into the screen door in the front, living room. That's when the wind blew. You know, I smelled that powerful odor. So I just walked very fast down, and that's when the officer asked me for the key.
An autopsy was performed on Wednesday. Immediately after, police returned to the apartment complex and launched a death investigation. KUAM reached out to the chief medical examiner for more details, but he's been told to keep mum on his findings. Though there's no confirmation of how long the victim had been dead before he was discovered, Beneventi says neighbors smelt the odor earlier and should have said something sooner.
They were telling me, Silana, Rumbo, we thought it was a cat or a rat or a dog or whatever. And I said, you know what, if you guys smell something, you let the office know on me. So I investigated myself.
No other information has been released in this case. Police were still on the scene on Thursday, guarding the unit under investigation. Beneventi says Ray was a veteran in his early 60s.
The person is very secluded, very to himself. He associates to me sometimes. He has been a problem. He told me that he got laid off in the Hawaiian Rock. So he started working with security down at the commercial port, and he got laid off there too. So he told me when I was walking around, and said, Nana, I got fired again, and I feel sorry for him.
A secretary at the complex last saw Ray a few weeks ago.
The office secretaries, one of them saw him about 2 weeks ago, and you know, taking his trash down the dumpster, and that was the last of him.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Crystal, thanks so much. In other news tonight, one man's fate will be left to a jury as trial will kick off next week for Peregrine Sinicolas, otherwise known as Perry. The Bishop Baumgardner Memorial School teacher has been charged with sexually assaulting a student. The alleged incidents occurred on multiple occasions on the campus in Sinanya, and although defense previously stated they believe they could discredit the alleged victim ahead of trial, it does appear that they will wait to make their case before jurors. Jury selection is scheduled for the 25th. Well, new information has been released on that story we broke Wednesday involving a staffer down at Adaloop. 27-year-old Melissa Tayama appeared in Superior Court for a magistrate's hearing as she's been charged with family violence and child abuse, both as misdemeanors. Court documents state that she has been accused of pinching a victim in the thighs, leaving large bruises. That child is only 8 years old. Adaloop's staffing pattern lists Tayama as a staff assistant with the Office of the Lieutenant Governor, with the administration having yet to respond to that arrest. Well, a former middle school principal is in jail charged with family violence. 56-year-old James Pettit has been accused of pushing a victim into a car and punching that car's window and kicking the car's bumper. Court documents state the victim feared for her life, as when officers confronted Pettit, he allegedly ignored their instructions and walked away before giving a struggle. Pettit was last employed with DOE as a principal at Agata Johnston Middle School in Ordit. In other island news tonight, reckless or responsible is how Appropriations Committee Chairman Speaker B.J. Cruz has framed a pair of budget proposals for the upcoming fiscal year. Your government is facing a huge revenue shortfall, and it's now up to the legislature to decide what combination of spending cuts and revenue enhancements with which to pass to keep the government running. Nestor Lecanto explains in this report.
The government of Guam is only weeks away from the new fiscal year, and the clock is ticking for the passage of a new budget. There are two spending bills now before lawmakers. One includes an increase in the business privilege tax to 5.5%. The other has no new revenue enhancements at all. Appropriations Chairman B.J. Cruz.
Is the Tax Cut and Jobs Act will reduce our government's revenue by about $140 million. It is up to us as a community to decide whether to take a balanced approach to responsibly reducing spending and raise revenue, or to recklessly cut deep into the people and services this government provides to its community.
Cruz and the Calvo administration are pushing Bill 323, the one with a tax hike, but they're also laying out the perils of competing Bill 237 with no new money. Leading off the testimony was Chief Justice Catherine Merriman, who paints a bleak picture of a projected $5 million impact to the judiciary.
The contemplated drastic cuts to our funding will effectively eviscerate these years of progress, to the utter detriment of the people to whom we are all accountable.
The Chief Justice rattled off a long list of reduced services, closures, and layoffs. Executive branch representatives followed with similar dire consequences if the legislature doesn't pass a budget bill that contains new revenue enhancements. Just this week, senators overrode the governor's veto of the sales tax repeal, the sales tax that Adelup was hoping would bridge the funding shortfall. Now the governor is on record saying he'll likely sign any kind of revenue enhancement senators decide to pass. Calvo will be governor for only the first 3 months of the fiscal year. His successor will inherit the rest. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Well, we do have evidence tonight that another blow has been dealt to the Guam Memorial Hospital, as the island's only public hospital was recently, as you know, revoked of its accreditation by the Joint Commission. And just a day later, hospital officials have received yet another delinquent letter from the GovGuam Retirement Fund. This topic is with Kiani Mendiola.
After putting in 25+ years of hard work in public service, government officials can all agree that one condition makes it all worth it: retirement. Unfortunately for GMH employees who have dedicated more than 2 decades to the island's only public hospital, reaping their retirement rewards could soon no longer be an option. On Tuesday, the GovGuam Retirement Fund issued yet another delinquent letter to hospital officials, reflecting over $2.5 million in contributions owed by the agency. If unpaid, hospital employees will be cut from receiving retirement benefits. Since January, similar letters have been sent to Director Peter John Camacho. Then he told KUAM the hospital was hoping to work together with the retirement fund to resolve the issue, a problem that has lingered now halfway through the year. If not resolved soon, the fund may have to take legal action against GMH. The year has been nothing short of a financial battle for the hospital, GMH administrators struggling with budget shortages, long-term funding, and recently a loss of accreditation from the Joint Commission. It remains unclear how and when, or even if, the hospital will be able to make payment on their dues. But until that happens, GMH will only continue to sink further into debt. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Kiani Mendiola.
And also tonight, Loti Duty Free will continue to operate the airport's master retail concession pending an appeal by the Guam International Airport Authority to the Supreme Court of Guam. Superior Court Judge Arthur Barcinas ruled in February that the airport had violated local procurement rules and voided a decade-long $154 million contract with Loti. Rival DFS successfully challenged the 2013 award and sought an immediate rebid. But by way of a news release this afternoon, the airport announced that the judge has ruled against the DFS motion while the case is on appeal. Well, we are just getting started. Many more island news headlines await you on the flip side of this break, so keep watching and keep streaming because we are back after this.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
A simple handshake. That's all Jake Calvo needed when he started his company. Today, 80 years later, we like to say thank you to all of you who have taken our hand in trust. Thank you to the dreamers. Thank you to the realists. Thank you to the family-oriented. Thank you to the entrepreneurial. Thank you to those climbing the corporate ladder. And to the ones starting a new life together. Thank you to the traditionalists and the edgy. To the young at heart and the old souls. Thank you to the daring, to the protective, to the practical. Thank you to the hopeful. To all of you from all of us, our deepest, happiest, and infinite thanks.
80 years here for you. 80 years thanks to you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
As a nurse, I cared for thousands of patients at their time of greatest need. I know how important it is to have our only public hospital accredited. With your help, Josh and I will change our island's approach to healthcare. We will reduce insurance costs, make sure there are enough beds at GMH, better utilize public health centers, and invest in the latest technology. We will get the job done. I'm in to help get us there, and I humbly ask for your vote.
I'm Lilian Guerrero, and I approve this message.
In this divided world, there are still things that unite us. Great music, thrilling games, and the love for that perfect burger. Ruby Tuesday Guam, for the love of burgers menu. For a limited time, get an amazing burger for just $11.99. Lunchtime at Ruby Tuesday Guam.
More ways to experience Guam via KUAM News, giving you what you want, when you want, and how you want it. From smart devices, Alexa, what's in the news?
Here's your flash briefing.
Over the web, on mobile, on streaming platforms, with immersive, interactive formats, and via social media where it's more than just content, it's conversation. More ways to keep you informed and entertained whenever you want it, wherever you are, on whatever device you're using.
All right, we are going to get back to more Guam news headlines, but here is regional headlines from our friends at KSPN2 News up in Saipan.
Half a day, Guam. Here's what's making news in the CNMI. A detention hearing is set for a foreign national who admitted that he overstayed for over a year on Saipan. Here are the details. A criminal complaint was filed by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement at District Court for Kidong Huang. According to court documents, Huang allegedly entered the United States by willfully false representation and concealment of a material fact from U.S. Customs and Border Patrol officers by representing that he came to Saipan as a tourist but intended to live and find employment. On July 12th, he was approached by a CNMI Ports police officer at the Saipan International Airport and was allegedly told numerous times to not park at that certain location and to move his vehicle. Ports police later determined that Huang did not appear to speak any English and that he did not have a passport or a CNMI driver's license. Ports police then contacted Customs and Border Patrol for assistance. Documents state that CBP conducted a record check and determined that he overstayed in the Commonwealth for more than 400 days. Hyung pled guilty and claimed that he was a construction worker and while in China met a person from Saipan through messaging about working on the island. Court documents also state that the person told Hyung that he can work at the casino construction on Saipan and promised to find him a job here and arrange for a work visa for him when he arrived. Huang then came to Saipan on March 5, 2017 and started work on March 10th, and in 7 days this work ended. Huang was offered another job but refused due to the low wage. He claims that he now works for himself, taking tourists around Saipan, and now awaits his detention hearing. Watch these top stories and more at saipantv.com. For KSPN2, I'm Adriana Cotero.
All right, back here on Guam, we as an island family are now less than a couple of days away from celebrating 74 years since our community's liberation. Remaining survivors have recalled the horrors of war, like the tragedy at Fena Cave. As survivors, their families, and others gathered today down in Agate to pay their respects to those whose lives were brutally taken. Carmen Chalahi was there and files our next story.
One by one, World War II survivors walked the steps to Fena Cave, where decades ago, innocent victims of war were killed. The tragedy at Fena, as told by the late Antonio Tony Palomo, a Chamorro author and historian, happened in July 1944, just days before the landing of American forces on Guam. Fena was once an ancient Chamorro village, now closed off to the public on Navy property, and around this time every year, dozens come to remember loved ones forcibly gathered to die. 84-year-old Juan Guzman is an agate resident who was only 10 during the war. He remembers his family that escaped from Fena.
Two of my relatives, two brothers that survived Fena, they were wounded. How did they survive? Is that they put the dead body when the Japanese, start bayoneting. That's why that's how they survive.
Elias and Nicholas Aguigui, Francisco Camacho, and Juan Guerrero Camacho are his relatives who are now deceased. On the known list of survivors, only 13 are still alive. That's of more than 30 others who made it out of the caves. Guzman remembers his own story marching to Menengen.
I remember that I always go to the jungle to eat like coconut and that sweet. That's right, because a lot of time the people in Menengen they don't have nothing to cook. There's more generation nowadays than survivors.
He hopes others don't forget what happened here.
Hope there won't be no more war.
The Sumai Memorial Mass will be at Sumai Cemetery at 11 a.m. on Friday, July 20th. Reporting for Guam News Network, I'm Carmen Victoria Chalahi.
All right, Carm. Well, in a digital age of electronic signs, some businesses and senators alike want comprehensive legislation passed on advertising signage. Meeting at the Department of Land Management to discuss Bill 154, which would amend the 40-year-old statute regulating outdoor signage. This would also include amending permits and the process to review. Christopher Morato spoke at today's signing.
It's very easy for us as sign companies, we might get approved, and if that's forever, well, we might make it a little bit bigger or do some embellishment on the sign that wasn't previously allowed. So it's always good to, renew those. As long as you're sticking to the law and sticking to what you promised to do, then you can renew it.
Stakeholders hope that they can amend Bill 154 so it can pass into law, with a goal to ensure that off-premise signing is safe and does not distract island drivers. Well, taking extra steps to ensure the protection of our island's children, Bill 244, otherwise known as the Student Health Services Act, was officially signed into public law by Governor Calvo on Wednesday. It was introduced by Senator Mary Torres, with the design being to give parents the option to have school nurses train other personnel to tend to and administer life-saving medications needed by children immediately. These include those with severe allergies or diabetes. Additionally, students themselves would be allowed to self-administer their own medication with authorization from a physician and their parents. The child who inspired the bill, young Evie, thanked public officials for their support in the new law, as it would make a difference for families facing similar situations. That bill is now known as Public Law 34114. Well, you may expect some kind of El Nino event to develop in the next 2 to 3 months, so says National Weather Service's Chip Gard, who's been monitoring weather conditions in and around Guam and Micronesia for more than 3 decades. He was a guest speaker at Thursday's Rotary Club meeting.
We're in an El Nino watch. Who puts that out? Climate Prediction Center people put that out. There's about 20 scientists that deal with the Climate Prediction Center every month. I'm one of them. I kind of represent the Western Pacific, and so we give them our idea of what's happening. They'll ask us certain questions. We'll give them certain input.
Gard talked about his vast experience monitoring regional weather conditions and described some of the major storms that he's been through over the years. Now, he says while strong typhoons can hit during any month, they all have one thing in common.
All of these occur during El Nino periods. Doesn't mean every El Nino period we get storms, but just about every strong storm occurs in an El Nino period.
GUARD says to expect more tropical cyclone activity this year than we had over the past 2 years, saying there's a 50% chance of getting a strong tropical storm in the next couple of months and a 25% chance of a Category 1 typhoon. Chip's good people. He's a nice guy. All right, stay tuned. Sports is coming up next, but your island weather, fittingly, is right now.
Introducing the Alpha Plus app. With the rewards feature, you can earn points and get free rewards. Filing insurance claims gets no easier, as you can receive feedback within 24 hours. Easily check your insurance balance and insurance policy with the My Policy feature. So download the all-new Alpha Plus app on Google Play or the App Store. Alpha Plus, make every day a plus.
Welcome to
No envelopes?
No deposit slips?
Welcome to
Wow!
That's it?
That's really easy.
Welcome to the new Bank of Hawaii Easy Deposit ATMs for personal and business accounts. Just insert your checks or cash. No deposit slips or envelopes. Confirm your deposit and get a receipt with your checks printed right on it. Welcome to the next generation of
Wow!
Cool!
Easy.
Welcome to tomorrow. Bank of Hawaii.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports, brought to you by Triple J. I'll get to an interview with UFC legend BJ Penn in just a bit, but first off, some CrossFit news for you. Check it out. A meet and greet for unified athlete Ethan Elwell was held yesterday at the gym in Tamuning. Ethan is Guam's #1 male CrossFit competitor and ranked 7th in his age group online qualifier.
I'm really excited to represent Guam, go over there, have fun, but also just do my best, hoping to get top 3, beating everyone.
Ethan has been putting in work with Coach Caleb Barreto and has some big sponsors who have supported him along the way. Triple J Enterprises, Inc., Bank of Guam, Unified, Fit Aid Guam, Fit For You, and Custom Fitness Physical Therapy have all helped Ethan get to where he is now.
It really makes me want to push and represent that company really well, and to do my best just to represent that company.
Ethan will be heading to Madison, Wisconsin at the end of the month to compete and represent Guam at the 2018 CrossFit Games.
No, we don't know the workouts yet. Some of the workouts will be released pretty soon, like maybe 2 weeks before, but some of the workouts will be released when we're over there. Thank you, Mom and Dad.
I caught up with the man himself, UFC legend BJ Penn, at a training session held at Custom Fitness. BJ says it's nice catching up with some old faces, and the island reminds him of home.
I love Guam. I've never seen a place more like Hilo in my life. So I like this place so much. It's just like where I'm from, Hilo, Hawaii, and I'm just enjoying it, enjoying the people. Guam got some of the toughest people in the world, man. And I'm over here just with Baby Joe, Melker, everybody, and we're just hanging out and, you know, sharing some techniques. Jiu-Jitsu come a long way. Guam people are so tough, they always would battle with each other, but it's just because they're so awesome, they're just so strong. And you know, it's good to see everybody here, and can't wait to see all my old friends. I came up with all these guys in Guam. I was fighting the same time they were, and right on, man, just good to be here.
Trench Challenge, Guam's premier obstacle course race and qualifier for the OCR World Championships, has been added as a qualifier for the North American Obstacle Course Racing Championships. being held in Stratton, Vermont on August 10th through the 12th.
We're stoked to be a part of another, another championship and be a qualifier for that. It's pretty much what we're doing is we're trying to grow every year, and it's happening as planned.
All elite division athletes that qualified at last year's Trench Challenge 2017 are eligible to register for the NORAM OCR Championships. Those that qualify in 2018 will be able to register for the 2018 World Championships and 2019 North American Championships.
It gives our athletes a choice. Now they could either choose from the World Championships, which has been moving around. Last year was in Canada, this year is in London, and then the North American Championships. This year it's going to be it's in Vermont. Who knows where it's going to be next year, but it gives them an opportunity to choose between the two and represent Guam.
The 2018 Trench Challenge is scheduled for Sunday, September 30th at the Guam International Raceway.
You can register at trenchevents.com, and you will be eligible to participate in the 2018 World Championships or the 2019 North American Championships if you qualify in the elite division.
Well, that's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Where will your sip take you?
You're gonna need more than an oil change. Okay.
Try our new slushies at McDonald's. Tropic Twist, Blue Raspberry, and Cherry Limeade. Perfect for summer for a limited time.
Check out Triple J's spectacular July deals going on now during the hot summer savings event. 0 down, 1.9% financing, and easy trade-in. Get into a 2018 Mazda 3 Sport for as low as $16,995. Or our big boy truck, the Ford F-150, starting at $298 per paycheck. Or the North American Car of the Year, the 2018 Honda Accord, at only $206 per paycheck. Plus, receive a free limited edition Liberation gift pack with every vehicle purchase. Visit us online at triplejguam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
All right, guys, you know what's going to be super cool? When you're down at the Liberation Parade on Saturday, you can tell your friends, if you are a member of tonight's Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, my birthday was the other day. So here are tonight's celebrants. Everyone is welcome into the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, and we are especially happy to induct Nadine Marie Manabusen, Love to the Moon and Back. Say Mom, Dad, Zach, Denia, Zane, and Kira. Congratulations and happy birthday. Also, happy birthday number 6 to Michaela Paragas. Happy birthday to you and your family. And happy birthday to Carolyn Dionida Pressa. Happy birthday to my wife, says your husband, Noel. Hope everybody had a fantastic birthday. All right, and to be part of the club, all you got to do is jump on KUAM.com and fill out the super easy online form. It works on any device, so get on there, send us your photo, send us your name, and send us your birth date, and you are in. It's that easy. All right. In the Mix is super, super fun. Carmen gets a makeover, courtesy of our friends M.Dot. That is awesome, and that is next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E. In the Mix is presented by California Pizza Kitchen. Visit them today at the